Hi, I'm Fred, and today we're building this bamboo farm from the Forever Bedrock SMP. Alright, let's start this process by gathering our materials. In no particular order except the order I kind of wrote them down in. 14 chests, 14 hopper mine carts, which since they don't stack, I'll just throw in some hoppers and some iron. 43 blocks of redstone, 8 levers, 14 lighting in block form, 2 sticky pistons, 4 regular pistons, 16 additional hoppers, 2 obsidian, 10 glazed terracotta, 6 observers, 9 redstone repeaters, 2 comparators, half stack of redstone dust, we won't use it all, 14 slime blocks, 1 button, any style, 1 redstone torch, at least half a stack of glass. I'm going to go with tons of glass because it'll be mostly glass, but you can use solid blocks instead. Approximately 11 stacks of bamboo. You can start with 1 bamboo, grow as you build, grow it as you build. Approximately 11 stacks of dirt and or grass. 7 iron bars, although those are temporary, you will be getting them back. 5 stacks of powered rails. 6 stacks of regular rails. A bunch of slabs, a bunch of solid blocks. Slabs are optional. I'm going to use them to save on solid blocks. And 14 gravity blocks of your choosing. I'm choosing red sand. And that should be it. Full list is down in the description.
Quick on now. I do need to turn on respawn. I don't know how I was living some of those.
So the first thing you want to do is mark out 3 chunks. We've already got this done with the lines and the lights. And at one end, we start our collection system. 7 double chests with 2 hoppers going to each one. Now we grab a rail and place it on a hopper. Because this is going this way and not this way, I'm going to go ahead and add rails all the way down except for the last hopper. Last hopper, I go ahead and put the iron bar. And then break out every other rail and replace it with an iron bar. Like that. Now we place mine carts on each one of these rails. Now here's the pointlessly tricky part. Push it so it's up against the rail. Now the problem is, when you're doing this, sometimes you can bump this one back over here. All I do is I walk right close next to it and keep moving forward. And then they all bounce back. Can I use it to my advantage? Alright, so for all these, walk backwards on the side you don't want them on. On this one, just stand here and push forward. On this end, I'm going to put a temporary block just so that doesn't happen again because it's annoying. So now we go through and we carefully break all the rails. You should notice that your hopper mine carts just kind of settle in the middle of both hoppers. And then we're going to be super careful and break all these iron bars. It's really no big deal if you break one of the hopper mine carts. You can just put the rail back, put the iron bar back, and do that one section again. It's fine, everything is fine. So now we've got them in place, but we gotta make sure that we can put rails on them and they don't move around. 2 more temporary blocks, and a line of temporary blocks across, all the way over the last hopper. This is a clever bit. We take our gravity blocks, and we just drop them on. You can use a piston to push in dirt or something else there. Almost all blocks work. Maybe I'll do a quick tutorial on what blocks will and will not work. And then we put our glass on either side. Remember I said you needed at least a little bit of glass? If you don't put glass on this, you won't be able to get in here if you put solid blocks instead. Now the real neat part is you don't need to protect them at the edge because nothing's going to touch them, so they won't move all over the place. Now grab whatever block you want to use that can hold rails and your redstone blocks and get to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 redstone block. And then 15 redstone block. And another 15 and a redstone block. And finally 7 more. And then repeat that all the way across. Now it's important to get your rails in place before it gets dark, a creeper spawns in and tries to blow you up. I'm not saying it will happen, but it can happen. Now what I like to do is place my powered rail first on this side. And then on each one of these redstone blocks, I'll place 1 on it and 3 on either side of it. Rails are all sorts of fun in Minecraft, so I would do this line by line. I just do that first set so I'm reminded of when to put in the powered rails. Think you're funny, don't you? Okay, now to stop that problem from happening, put 1 extra here, throw that down, break that. Put that, break that, put that. Continue on with your life. And there we go. Now put a line of your favorite solid block here, or whatever solid block you're going to use, even if it's not your favorite. Put one extra block on that side with a button on the end. Then starting on the end with a button, put down redstone dust, repeater, all the way down. Then you grab your levers and put them on the blocks with the repeaters. Every half of these are now lit. Now we get our other hopper mine carts and put them on all the unlit parts. So what this does is when we send a signal to this redstone, it powers all of the rails that are off, setting the carts down and back and again. In a cool little angled path motion. Where they can then drop all their contents through these other hopper mine carts, into the hoppers, into the chests. We're going to cover it up from this point to this point. Now what you should do is slowly place every bamboo in here, just to make sure that each square of dirt or grass has one, or even mud if you like, I guess. That is boring and takes forever, but it is definitely the smart thing to do. Let me show you what I actually do though. This mostly fills things in. You can go back behind like I was just doing to fill in some of the gaps. Anyway, to prevent that problem, also to make sure that the bamboo doesn't grow too tall, we're going to put glass roof on this with some lights in it. So we want a 4 high gap for these to grow into. You can place glass or solid blocks. Your lighting blocks should be fairly regular in here. So we're burning through some arrows. Glass is in, lights are in. These dead spots in very regular location tells me that if you want to build this underneath a roof or in a cave or something, you're going to need some more lights. Or you could just, you know, build it outside without a roof on it. Your choice. There, that ought to overdo it. Now we put in the flying machine in the return station. I like to start with the return station because it's smaller. First thing we do is break a bunch of this bamboo. Go back 6 blocks. And then we need to break this. Can we use this to place our observer? Huh. Yes, we can. So we put a glass block there. And then 5 out here. And then we'll do redstone, redstone, redstone. Repeater on 2 ticks. Redstone, redstone, and redstone. And put another glass block there. Fill in these to there, and all the way to the corner, and all the way to the corner here. Grab our obsidian, put it there, glazed terracotta, there, 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 there. Fill in the rest of this row, and the row above with your glass. And that's your return station. In fact, that's this whole end done. It's time for the flying machine station. I like to start by putting my obsidian first, because I know it's directly across from that one. This design is based on one from Loxley. I have changed it around a little bit, specifically the way you launch it and return it. So we know it's this light, and it's 1 gap there. Okay, the first thing is to break more bamboo. 3 in from the obsidian, and then all this direction, and also these first 2 rows. I get the first row of slime blocks. 1's there, 1 is there, 5 out to this direction. Temporary 1 there, so this is straight out from the obsidian. We do the last 6 this direction. Then we cap both ends off with some glass. Skip 1 to the second one. That's just a temporary block up there. You'll notice this is actually in the middle of this row of slime. Same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Temporary block again. So I make sure a non-sticky piston is facing up next to that observer and this observer. Isn't it neat how that works? Now we put observers here, facing that way. Then we get our sticky pistons. The one from the obsidian faces the other direction. So the one and then you can just fall off of that bamboo and have to figure out how to get back up. Okay, so you're up here. There. And that was our flying machine right before I fell off. This is going so well. And this is our flying machine. Now we're going to need some way to trigger this. So let's build it. More terracotta. One there. One there. Skip one. There and there. Glass below. I want a temporary block here with that block there. Redstone on top. Observer. Redstone. And break that. Trigger this observer. And the flying machine will take off. And then come back. I'm sure it'll work. A little iffy on the realm, but it finally decided to go back around. There we go. And now we'll just throw in a classic etho hopper clock, Bedrock style, to not only trigger the flying machine, but also the collection system down below. After this glass, first thing I'm going to do is run a line that will power all of the rails so that the collection system works. Block against the redstone there, extend to 4 blocks, then bring this line down until it lines up with the observer. Bring this around. And this one will be a repeater. We need a repeater so that the signal doesn't get sent back. Block there. Pull the lever, Kronk. Temporary block here. 5 blocks here. Block there. And here. Like that one. And this one. Add a block on top. And all of a sudden you know exactly where I am. Okay, good. So if you want to watch this part, then go ahead. But if you're super familiar with these, then feel free to finish building it here. Comparator out of each hopper. Dot a redstone here and here. In Java, these pistons have to be sticky. In Bedrock, they do not. Ooh, saved you 2 slime balls. You're welcome. Redstone torch there and there. Which triggers it, which will be fine. In order to get our timing the way we want it, we need 5 stacks of random blocks. Oh look, a ton of bamboo is available. And so now when we flip the lever, the clock will be going, the collection system will be going, and every so often, the flying machine will make a loop down and back. Now all we need to do to finish this off is to fill in the walls with glass. The reason we have this button here is so that when we turn the farm off, we can get that last bit of bamboo. The reason you should build this farm over other designs, if you have the resources of course, is because it's a good balance between the resources put in, the output of the farm itself, and it's fairly lag friendly for its size. If it's in 3 chunks, you can build it bigger. There really is no point. It works just fine as it is. And I definitely recommend building it before 1.20 comes out. Unless you're going to start a new world, in which case, start gathering resources as soon as it starts and get ready to build. No, it's not 100% efficient, but it doesn't have to be. So what happens if you forget what the heck you're doing and fly away while this is running? Oh no, whatever shall I do? You break into your farm. If you're lucky, you haven't finished putting the glass around it yet. If you're doubly lucky, you'll remember not to do this. But I can do it this way though. Just put some in front of one of the observers. And don't fly away when your farm is running. Come on. I cannot emphasize enough how much you should not fly away when this is running. These carts will hop the wrong tracks. See that one going back and forth? It's because it's bouncing against some other cart. Put the cart there. Headbutt the cart. There we go. Now lest we forget that we're playing with friends, a little bit of a prank seems to be in order. Hey Chuck. Gee, 10 more. What should I do? Looks like someone built their bamboo farm inside out. See you later, Chuck. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you for watching. Definitely build this farm either before 1.2.0 comes out or when it comes out on your new world. Why do I keep calling it 1.2.0? Everyone else calls it 1.20. Be sure to check out the rest of the Forever Bedrockers. Links are in the description. I will talk to you all later.